Welcome, everyone, to our annual Christmas at Home. From home to home and heart to heart, from one place to another, the warmth and joy of Christmas brings us closer to each other. Tonight, we bring you Christmas cheer, and the best way to spread Christmas cheer is to sing loud for all to hear. With Christmas joy and music to cheer, please welcome the Truth Is Band.
So I don't know how many of you here are first timers and how many of you are coming back or have come back from other years, but I have to tell you this. For those of you who are not first timers, you 100% know that I've been working and planning for this night for 366 days. And all I can say is welcome home. Christmas at home is such a big deal to us, and we just get so excited every time we look out here and we can see our friends and our families and the people from our community. Like, it just means so much to us. Because Christmas really is all about that. It's all about community, and it's all about getting to be together. Now, one of those things, you're going to hear it. Obviously, you can already hear it while I'm talking. You know, voices are different than perhaps an instrument. I'm not sure. I think when something goes sour or sideways on an instrument, you can retune it. A voice, it just is what it is. And so we have options here tonight. We can listen to Sheila make some really strange notes because the voice isn't 100% there and go, oh. Or the 200 people sitting out here could just send up a prayer, and 200 prayers work for me, so I'm going with B. So when I'm searching for music, I'm always looking for things that are a little bit different, maybe things that you haven't heard all the time, and then you'll hear a piece and you go, oh man, that is a great song for whoever you come up with that for. And this next song, I heard it, I went, oh, that's a Kelly song, and I want to hear her do it. And it's just kind of like a fun thing. By the way, I saw y'all clapping and stuff in the other song, so as the night goes on, anytime you want to clap, stomp your feet, or, wave, just do whatever you like, because this is Christmas at home.
Or even if you want to join in and sing. You're tuning up already, aren't you? Yeah.
From what we know about the story of Christmas, We're pretty sure it didn't happen where the snow was falling. So I don't know what the people were doing in that land the night that Christmas started. I'm guessing they were out feeding their livestock, or maybe they were sweeping. I don't think they were shoveling. But what I do think was, on that moment in the darkness, it must have been unbelievable for them to be outside and all of a sudden this bright light in the sky shining down, and they don't really have any context of what to do with it. They're drawn to it, they're impressed by it, they are looking at it, but they have no idea what it is. But how amazing to be in that moment when they got to see an angel star. I look at the stars all the time. And my dad was really into astronomy and stuff, so we got to do the telescope stuff and learn all the constellations and whatever. And so I looked at the stars all the time and growing up, and I can tell you, I'm fairly confident I did not see an angel star. But they were still beautiful. I loved them. How amazing for them to see that angel star. And how amazing for them that this star actually drew people to go and follow it. I've seen the North Star, and they say you can follow it, and it will get you somewhere. I actually have never followed it. I'm really happy to be just where I am. But the North Star isn't the same as the angel star, so people followed that. But I'm thinking afterwards, when they started to understand what happened that night, they were so grateful for the light, that the light had come. is something that all of us in this room probably have the privilege of enjoying. And that is that we all have eyes and we all can see. It was really cute last night because I had a friend that was sitting right down here in the front row, and her name was Sue, and she goes, "But Sheila, you should have said," well, except for you, Sue, because Sue actually she's blind and she couldn't see. And she's like, "Sheila, I can't believe you didn't say that." Because here's the thing. When we have eyes and we can see, we assume that everything that we're looking at is the whole picture. So we just accept it like that. But there's this person whose music I grew up on. I totally loved it. Might not be your type of music or whatever, but he was a gentleman who couldn't see. His name was Stevie Wonder. And Stevie Wonder wrote amazing songs. And his songs, many of them, were insightful because he didn't use his eyes to see what he wanted to write about. He used his heart. His heart saw it. His thoughts saw it. What he knew around him is what brought him to see, even though his eyes could not see. And he wrote this amazing song, a Christmas song. And it's a real wonder how, Stevie Wonder, I can't believe I just said that. It's amazing that he was able to see what we have as a world missed. That someday at Christmas, maybe what we could actually do is love everyone, care for everyone, be kind to everyone, make everyone matter. And that's what Stevie saw in his mind, is maybe there's a chance that someday, just someday, we can be like that on this whole planet.
Someday at Christmas, men won't be boys, playing with bombs like kids play with toys. A warm December, our hearts will see a world where men are free. Someday at Christmas, there'll be no wars when we have learned what Christmas is for. When we have found what life's really worth, then there will be peace on earth. Someday all our dreams will come to be, somewhere in a world where men are free. Maybe not in time for you and me, but someday at Christmas time.
Someday at Christmas, we'll see a land, no hungry children, no empty hands. One happy morning, people will share a world where people care. Someday at Christmas, there'll be no tears. All men are equal and no men have fears. One shining moment, just one breath away from our world today. Someday all our dreams will come to be, somewhere in a world where men are free. Maybe not in time for you or for me, oh, but someday at Christmas time. Someday at Christmas, man will not fail. Take hope because your love will prevail. Someday a new world, then we can start with hope in every heart. So I know that you have programs, and I know that our names are on the back, and there's kind of little bios about us, but there is a few things that you probably don't know. So before we do that, I just want a show of hands. Who is here for the first time who's never been at our concert before? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a lot. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming home. We want you all home for Christmas. So I'm going to tell you a couple of things that you probably wouldn't know. So when we're doing this music, of course, I'm searching all year trying to find what kind of songs we're going to do and create all kinds of ideas. And then I hand it off to the band. And so I'm sure you all think that they go and search for the music and there's like 100,000 notes sitting there. Well, if the band members were to pick up their books and show you, or Brenda picked up her binder and turned it around, there is not a single note on any page. Not one. It's all words, and then there's little letters, there's squiggle marks, there's arrows, there's loops around, I don't know, all of this stuff. And because our whole band plays out of their head, that is a heck of a band. Now I have to say, sometimes us girls sing out of our heads too, and the rest of them are like, wow, oh wow, yeah, no, let's teach you the notes. Because we don't really consider ourselves professionals, we just have a lot of fun. Right next to me here are these two girls. I'm just gonna say it, because you're gonna do it anyway. I guess I have 3 daughters, these 2 and 1 more out there. I actually birthed 2 of them, apparently I adopted that one. So here's the thing. Everybody thinks she's my daughter, which is like a heart hurt for me, because she's only like a few years younger than me. So anyway, but I am very privileged to be with both these girls and love singing with them. My other daughter, by the way, sings too, and she plays beautifully, but you're just never going to hear her. And the reason is she does not like being up in front of people, and yeah, the times that I've made her come up and do stuff, well, anyway, she got cold sores out of it, so we're not going to do that again. Kelly works for Alberta Health, and she's one of the directors there. And so what you'll find with all of us here, we all have jobs, we all do other things, and it's really tough for all of us to get together. But we've all marked this on our calendar. We're never going to miss this one. We are going to get ourselves together. We're going to practice music every opportunity that we have so we can share this time with you. Right next to her is Kirsten, and Kirsten is my daughter that I actually birthed. So this is my poor kids, you know, like they fell into the family that started with my dad, who said the family that prays together stays together, and I modified that and said the family that sings together stays together. They didn't really have a choice. So they did music with me at home, and so I've had the privilege of singing with Kirsten for a really long time. She was singing very, very young. And then she went off to U of A, and she did her thing there, and she was part of the chamber singers, and then I got to have a super mommy moment because I got 3 times to go to the Winspear and listen to her perform there, and so she like outranks me huge in her vocals. But I'm super excited to be able to sing with her. Thanks. Thanks for still loving me. You too, girlfriend. And now over here on the band, so on keyboard there is Brenda. And Brenda, oh my goodness, if you all just pay attention while she's playing, well, you're gonna have to do that actually with everybody because they're all like this. Their hands are just flying over their strings or their keys, whatever it is that they're doing. And Brenda's been with me for quite a while. We've had the privilege probably by, say, 15 years or so, do you think? At least, yeah. Like we just kind of hooked up, singing together up in Wetaskiwin, and it's just been a thing ever since because we have so much fun doing it together. Brenda is so talented. She's kind of like the one who called it that, mother of the band or something like that. She keeps everybody in line like, hello, come on, let's get going, let's go. Yeah, we won't call one of you guys mother of the band. Don't worry. Brenda, you know what? I've been talking here and I think you probably have notes rattling around in your head because you just always do. Why don't you just dazzle us on that keyboard? Do something. Thanks, Brenda. Well, right behind Brenda is Lloyd, and Brendan Lloyd, Brenda's in Sylvan, and Lloyd's in Red Deer, so they end up traveling together. And the two of them work out a lot of our issues on the road, and then help us understand what our issues actually are once they arrive. And that's wonderful, and they're really great. Marlon has been in Lloyd's house, I haven't been. But apparently in his basement, he has a studio. Marlon said he lost count on how many guitars he had. He's got drums, got keyboard, whatever. So what I know is Lloyd could be like jack of all instruments, because he plays them all. He's amazing. Now, Lloyd, you heard what I just did to Brenda, so you're on. What you got for us? Just sitting here in front of Brenda is Andrew, and he's our newest member of the band. His brother played with us last year. And, and what I forgot to mention, I'm going to go back to this. Brenda and Lloyd are in another band, Jukebox Rock. Oh, that's not easy today. And Andrew, you play with Shan and with Orion, and then your brother, right? And with his brother, because his brother Jordan played with us last year, and now Andrew's with us. Now, Andrew came in, he plays acoustic guitar, and he's getting to know us, and then he started giving us, hey, but what if we did this, or what if we did that, and had a really great way of helping us adjust our songs to make each one individual. And you just know what's coming, don't you, Andrew? So what do you got on those strings there for us? Oh, that's awesome. These guys are all so talented. Right here on electric guitar is Orion. And I've also had the privilege of doing some music with Orion quite a long time ago. And when this whole thing started to evolve and what are we going to do, Orion was the first one who came to mind on strings, because I'm like, I know what he does on that electric lead, and I really want Orion to play with us. Orion also is in another band. He plays with Tap 9. And I think he also plays with Shan and those guys. I don't know. Like, these guys are so talented. They all play with each other, like, play music with each other. Oh, wow. Apparently all those meds I've been taking to, be able to sing today are not going in my favor. Anyway, Orion is super talented and lots of fun, and we just are so grateful to all of the band members and their families, because every time they're practicing, their families are giving up their time, and it means a lot to us. So Orion, you just know what I'm about to say. Thank you. Makes me want to break out in another new song. And then over there against the wall is Shan on drums. Oh, Shan, he just lights it up for us. Like, who doesn't like a drummer? And so Shan's always doing his thing over there, but when he first came to us, I was just so excited, I didn't know what to think, and he brought just a little bit of stuff, and I go, "Do you got anything else?" And then he came with more stuff, and I'm like, "Well, what else?" And then he came with more stuff. Last year, because he'd listened to me, I was talking about things I like. You know how there's an instrument that kind of gets you? You just like it so much. Well, apparently I gave him the easiest instrument to play that totally gets me. It's the chimes. Every time I hear those chimes, I get so emotional. And so last year he was playing them, and I was going to say something about it, and I couldn't. Because every time I went to say something, I just get that catch in my throat, and I could feel the tears welling up. I'm like, yeah, no, staying away from that. But I practiced this year, so I just talked about the chimes, and I got through it. Now, Shan, what you got? I know you got something. guys are the best. All of them. There's a song that was written, I don't even know exactly how Kirsten found this, but it was, kind of in an off situation where she was somewhere and heard somebody sing this song. And it was an amazing song because, the Christmas story is written based on cultures and where we are. The story does look different. One of the things that I don't know if anybody ever really focuses on is what was the part for Joseph? I can't imagine him getting that news really sat well with him. I kind of think it might have been a little bit of stress. But how that's never really talked about or sung about. Somebody wrote a song called The Cherry Tree, and they include Joseph and his perspective.
An added level of difficulty is the stage that has divisions in it. Was working great in rehearsal. We didn't have heels on then. So if you see us stumble, and good catch there, this is why. It's to test our agility. Our next song is going to test our agility because it's Dance in the Dawn, but hope we can't bust any dance moves in this song.
our sky. Here to redeem us and save us from death. Here as he cries and takes his first breath. Dance in the dawn, it's a glorious day. Our deliverer comes as a child in the hay. Freedom at last, darkness is gone. Come, let us dance in the dawn. What a glorious Hope is alive, it shines like the sun. Hallelujah. Come celebrate what our God has done. Hallelujah. Shout hallelujah, sing praise the Lord. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Dance in the dawn, it's a glorious day. Our deliverer comes as a child in the hay. Freedom at last, darkness is gone. Come, let us dance in the dawn. Dance in the dawn, it's a glorious day. Our deliverer comes as a child in the hay. Freedom at last, darkness is gone. Come, let us dance in the dawn. What a glorious Come, let us dance in the dawn. Come, let us dance in the dawn.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Marlon Wombold, President of Wombold Family Funeral Homes.
Nailed it! Oh, I've been nightmaring about that for 3 days. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Welcome back. Thank you for coming. I can't begin to express the emotion and the gratefulness of all of our group and having you all here. 3 or 4 years ago when this dream started, we started talking about it, and Sheila had a dream of what this could become, and we talked about it and we planned. We heard from people, why would you have it at the funeral home? No one will come. Well, the first year we had 225 people that came and for one program, and we had a wonderful time together. We added a second program the next night. The next year, 460 people came last year. With you here today, we have 650 people here this weekend. What a wonderful community we live in. It is such an honor and a privilege to serve and live in this community. I'd like to know where everyone's from, so I'm going to count to three. I got three. I can do that one. And if you're from Wetaskiwin, we have offices in Wetaskiwin, Ponoka, Bashaw. If you're from Wetaskiwin, on three, Merry Christmas. 1, 2, 3. Merry Christmas. Thank you for coming. We'll do better at getting the word out in Wetaskiwin, apparently. Actually, we don't have room. It's okay. Talk to my brother. Tell him he needs to decorate 422 Christmas trees and invite the community. If you're from Bashaw, 1, 2, 3. Hey, that's pretty good. If you're from anywhere other than Ponoka, Bashaw, or Wetaskiwin, it's your turn. 1, 2, 3. Merry Christmas! Ooh. That's wonderful. Thank you for coming to our community. We need to let Mayor Bonnet know that we need to expand our community. We're bringing people in. That's wonderful. Ponoka, 1, 2, 3. Merry Christmas! And Merry Christmas to you. Thank you. Thank you for coming. There are so many people that I need to thank and acknowledge today for putting this program together. First of all, when you drove up and came into the building today, the entry area and the lobby area was decorated by a group of people that I would like to acknowledge, as well as this room. This list of people worked on Wednesday. Halfway through the day, it looked like a bomb had gone off in here, and why do we do this? And then it all just magically came together, and it was very emotional, and that's why we do it. So I want to go through this list. Notice the lack of men on this list. Men, we're looking for volunteers. Carol Dunn and Brenda Ruffiange from Flowers for You. You spent the day with us Wednesday. You spent days with Sheila before that, planning how this would look. Brenda and Carol, thank you so much for what you did. I know there are others at the flower shop that helped as well, but I want to specifically acknowledge you. Tammy Hinkleman was here all day Wednesday, late Wednesday night, Thursday. Thank you so much to Tammy Hinkleman for giving of her time to make this special for us. So thank you, Tammy. Victoria Rose, Karen Croning, and Kaylee Stevens were here all day on Wednesday helping with the decorations, so thank you so much to those three. And from our group here, Katie Ann Kirchner and Danny Ogle, Carolyn Venter, and Sheila Barch. They've been working prior to Wednesday, through Wednesday, every day since Wednesday. I can't begin to thank them enough for what they've done to make this place look the way it does, so thank you. I would like to thank and acknowledge Mr. and Mrs. Fleck for bringing the sleigh. We got to take it for a little burn the other day around the parking lot. That was fun. So thank you so much. That made it so special as people were walking in. People had many memories of that type of transportation. So that meant so much. So thank you for taking your time and effort to get it here for us. Thank you. As this program has grown from year to year, we can't do it without help. And we have reached out to sponsors in our community. These are businesses that we work closely with on a day-to-day basis, oftentimes in the service that we provide, and I'd like to acknowledge those people. First, I'd like to acknowledge Bob and Bonnie from Bob Ronnie Catering. If you've ever been to a service, Yeah, where's Bonnie? Bonnie's here. Bonnie's been baking all week, and thank you so much for what you do for this community, for you and your staff. We appreciate you so much. It's nice to have the sweets. The egg salad sandwiches are wonderful that we usually get. But thank you for the effort that you give and the service you provide to this community. It's wonderful. Thank you. They will be providing the treats after, so you're all invited to stay after the program. I would also like to acknowledge sponsors Flowers for You, who provided some funding as well as time and decorations so that we could put this program together. So thank you, Flowers for You. Vold Audio out of Red Deer. Many of you know John Vold. He allows us to come into his storage shed and clean out all of his lighting equipment and whatever we need, and is very much appreciated. The lighting makes a difference, I think. That's what the girls let me do. I couldn't touch any Christmas trees, but the lights, that was good. So thanks to John, and thank you to Lloyd, because Lloyd allowed me the privilege of visiting him at his home to pick up the lights and witness the massive number of instruments that you can play in your basement on the stage, and thank you for letting us use your lighting. Summer Home Hardware Building Center here in Ponoka also is a sponsor of this program. This building was built 16 years ago, and most of the materials in this building were provided through that company of Summer Home Hardware. So it's very dear to us. This is not a group of businesses that we just randomly chose or targeted or chose. What depends how you look at it. But I would like to thank them for their financial contribution to this program. That brings me to our co-presenting sponsor in Kalana Builders. Grant and Kathy Jorgensen and their family have been in this community for many years. They've built many of your homes. They built this funeral home. And I would like to acknowledge them for their contribution, their major contribution. Grant's been here every day. They provided funding for this program, and I would like to thank you from our family and our team. Grant, thank you so much for the work that you do and for your help with this program. Grant, did you want to come up and talk to your people?
Do I notice any panic over there? Has he got a guitar in that thing? Last year, Marlon showed up with a guitar and put them on the spot. No, this isn't a guitar, okay? But I do need to address something that has been brought up a couple times here over the last couple days. And I changed my script today. I talked about a couple other things the last couple performances, but I changed it. And then somebody else went and changed something. And they're not supposed to change script, only me. Early on in the other two programs, Sheila always mentioned these little slots between the stage. And she even talked, she didn't tell the story about you today, did she? No, that's a special one. Maybe she's saving it for later on. So I thought, what am I going to do? I don't have this to work with now. Well, thank you very much, Kelly, for bringing it up in the last song. And I'm a carpenter by trade, have been in the business for a long time. Genetically, it's got to jump back a generation, 2 generations. My grandfather was a carpenter. My dad was a mechanic, definitely was not a carpenter. I am a carpenter and definitely not a mechanic. So that's how we come to this. It doesn't matter which generation, though. There's a bit of troubleshooting mindset. And so even when we do a building like this or a house or whatever the case may be, it doesn't go without snags. And things don't always work out the way they're drawn or planned by somebody, at which point in time, you know, it's not just our business, lots of business. You got to kind of troubleshoot it and come up with a solution. So it's really bothered me the last couple performances that this thing has given them trouble. So my mind kicked in. I said, well, okay, a troubleshooter. We've got some multiple stages, but they're pretty big. And that's part of the problem. And the other problem is we've got some heels, and they're really, really small. So how do we fix this? To change the stage is quite significant. To change the heels, maybe not. So I don't, Sheila, can you come out for a moment? Sheila's so special to me. Could you? The shoes, I think, are the problem. I don't think it's the stages. I think it's the shoes, okay? So I'm worried. The second half, I seen Kelly take a little dip. I seen Orion do his thing the other night. I seen you do the dip. So just stand there for a second. And I've got 2 more sets out in the car, okay? I just did that to get Sheila up here. Sheila, I want you to step up here for a minute. Marlon has acknowledged all that Sheila does in this, and we're going to talk about the whole team here in a minute. But, I wanted to acknowledge tonight that Sheila goes beyond the boundaries of this this facility. How many of you have not been at a funeral someplace or a concert in the park or in a church venue or anything else going on in the community and got to experience this voice? So Sheila, we love you. We love what you do for the community. We love coming home to your Christmas. The shoes. Anyways, as Marlon said, we built this building for him a number of years ago, and we never really got the opportunity to do much with Marlon after that. We've had a really excellent relationship over the years. He got us build a couple boxes since, but yeah, these boxes, that's the one. So anyway, speaking of boxes, so a couple of years, 3 years ago, I guess, Marlon phoned me up and he says, Grant, I'd like to meet with you. I got something to talk to you about. And I thought to myself, he knows my doctor probably. Have they had a conversation and he's talking to me before the doctor's had a chance? I'm just not ready to go yet, but anyways, I buckled up and I come down, I met with him. That's when they started to explain to me, him and Sheila, about this program and how they wanted to give back to the community and whether or not we would be interested in it. And it took us but a moment to say, yes, considering the people that you are, the team you have, the community that we live in or are a part of, we absolutely want to be in it. And we have been for 3 years now and very proud to be so. But Marlon gets up here every year and thanks everybody. I don't think he's ever missed anybody any year except for one person every year. He forgets to thank himself. And so I want to do that because, when it comes right down to it, this thing happens because Marlon either says yes or no. For 3 years, he said yes, and I think we should say thank you to Marlon. So anyways, in closing, on behalf of Kalana Builders, and Kalana Builders is not just the Jorgensen family. If you look at our vendor list, I think it's about 300 individuals, companies, trades, professionals, businesses we're going to start in Alberta. Probably 70 of them. Some of them are only one time, very rare. There's probably 70 of that we work with on a fairly regular basis, and probably 30 or 40 we work with on a very regular basis. And when we do a project like this, we probably had 50 to 70 different individuals, tradespeople, and businesses involved when we do this. And so when I say thank you for being here, being a part of our Christmas, and allowing us to be part of your Christmas, it's not just me. On behalf of Mark and Caitlin, Kathy and myself, all our staff at Kalana Builders, and that multitude of local businesses that are a part of who we are and what we do every day, we just want to say Merry Christmas to you. May the blessings of this season carry on into 2020 and well beyond. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the rest of the program.
Thank you, Grant, for those kind words. Thank you so much. I would like to acknowledge the team that works with me every day. The work that we do is often unpleasant and difficult. We have the privilege of sharing some of the most difficult times in our community's lives. And I want to acknowledge those people because this is a very special time for all of us here, that you came to share a happy time with us in our facility. So I'd like to acknowledge Katie Ann Kirchner and Danny Ogle and Sheila Barch, who work with me here every day. I'd like to acknowledge my mom and dad, who are not with us, who are with us, but they're in Arizona, so they're okay. They're watching on YouTube. That could have gone, yeah. Anyway, it's Danny and Katie and Sheila. Are you close by? I'd like to acknowledge and let everyone know how much I appreciate what you do. They went home. Thank you so much for what you do every day. Thank you. I'd like to thank Sheila specifically. This was her vision and her dream, and we've developed it together. The amount of work and time that goes into a production or a program like this is astounding, and her talents are beyond description. Her God-given talent is amazing, and I would like her to come out. I would like to thank her personally for everything that she has done to make this happen, because yes, Grant, thank you for the acknowledgement and the thank you, but I can't sing, and I can kind of play, but without the driving force of Sheila behind this, it doesn't happen. So I'd like to acknowledge that. Thank you for everything. In the back corner over there is a camera, and we are streaming this live. We've streamed live all 3 days. We had some challenges the first day, and I had some challenges the second day, and today everything is working perfect. Robin Patrick graciously came in and helped with the live stream feed, and he's manning the booth back there, and thank you for giving of your time. Appreciate it so much. To have you there means a lot to me, so thank you so much. The millions and millions, or thousands or hundreds or tens or however many are watching at home, thank you too. So thank you. On the soundboard is Donnie Smith. He came with last year and helped us with our sound. Donnie's from Newfoundland, then from Red Deer. Now we're moving him to Ponoka. So Donnie, thank you so much for mixing the sound today and through the weekend. Your talents are extraordinary. Thank you so much for what you do. Now the band, I don't even know where to start because you are fabulous. The amount of time that has been spent preparing for this weekend out of your own time is appreciated more than I can tell you. I know everyone else appreciates it as well. Shan, thank you so much for being just banging away over there and keeping everybody in time, and the things that you do are just fantastic, and You know, I know Sheila talked about everybody loves a drummer. I love you, brother. Lloyd is the coolest middle-aged-ish man I have ever met. Your talents are absolutely astounding. As a human being, you are absolutely astounding. Thank you for sharing your talents with us and giving time to make this program be what it is. So thank you, Lloyd. Andrew, you're new this year. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving of your time. I know you have a young family, and that being here takes time away from them, and that's very important. But thank you for giving to us the talents that God gave you, and for sharing that with us, for taking my spot on the chair when Jordan left. I was like, man, I'm going to get to be in the band. And then I'm not. So thank you so much for what you do. Your talents are fantastic, and thank you for sharing them. Orion, what can you even say about Orion? Wow, you are such a great friend. You are such a fantastic musician and a human being, and thank you for giving of your time to this community and the multiple bands and endeavors and the work that you do here. Thank you so much for the person that you are and for sharing with us. Thank you. Brenda. Brenda and I have also had the privilege and opportunity to work together through different services over the years between Wetaskiwin and Ponoka, and to have you involved in this means so much to me and to us, that you share your talents with all of us. I can't begin to express the gratitude that I have to you in your God-given talent, and that you were willing to share it. So thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you. So if you were here last year, I turned 50 last year, so now I'm a little bit over 50. And I decided I was going to learn how to play the guitar. So last year I got up here with my guitar and played like 1.5 chords, maybe. I don't know, Lloyd, 2 chords? You give me 2? All right. It was a disaster. But I got up here in front of everybody and I did it. So I guess I've been practicing a little bit. You didn't know that. I wanted to be in the band. They wouldn't let me be in the band, so they actually hid my guitar. But I found it, and the advantage of having the key to the building is I got here before everybody else, and I put it up here. It's on like Donkey Kong. Hey? They didn't wire me, so I guess it's going to be quiet, but I'll plug in. If Donnie, if that's okay with you. Yeah. And I didn't give you much to work with last year, with 2 chords, and then you tried to drum me a little bit, and that didn't work. And I would really love a strap that says Orion on it. Oh, it's Orion. I got to get a strap next. No, don't. I got it.
I'll let you take care of it.
So how about we do Dance in the Dawn again? Which is the song that they just sang when they went out. Could we give that a go? Maybe? See, when they're practicing, Sheila talked about the guys all playing with each other out here. I was in the other room by myself with my guitar. You didn't know, but I could hear you. So I'm going to try. I have always wanted to be in a band. I told Donnie, if this doesn't go well, just turn the slide down. They won't know whether I'm playing or not. Thanks for not turning it down. Again, thank you so much for coming. It means so much to all of us that you're here. I hope that you have a wonderful Christmas and a wonderful 2020. And thank you again. Thank you.
To the second half of Christmas at Home. And truth is,
Well, before we go on to the next song, I just have to tell you about this because, well, you just saw me do this. And I told the girls, like, if your heel goes in between those cracks, you got to make it look like as if it's a part of the dance. So it's kind of a staccato. So that's what I was trying to do there. I'm not sure how successful it was. But this all comes from, well, what we didn't know is we had also included a member in our group here as an acrobat. We had no idea he had this talent. And had you been here for the pre-show on Friday, the band came to warm up, and one of our guitar players decided, well, this is just a little bit dull, it's only music, so let's add a little acrobatic move. So what he decided to do was move his chair, which went between the cracks, and it went backwards, and so did he, and you know the term, something goes over tea kettle? And legs up in the air, and it was quite a production, and everybody cheered and thought they... And that was Orion. Yeah, it's on YouTube, so just watch it. It's really good. One of the things, you know, with having music in our home and stuff like that, Kirsten, actually, I took her to her the voice teacher that I had, and I said, I'm wondering if maybe Kirsten should start soon. And she said, no, Sheila, you know what? We only do it when they're 12. And then she called me back, and she said, you know, actually, I've heard Kirsten and I know about you, so I'm thinking we should check this and see if she starts earlier. And so she did a test with Kirsten and said, no, she's ready to start her training. So she started at age 8. And I've had the privilege of listening to her all these years because there's nothing that brings me joy like the music in the home. It's just beautiful in every way. Kids crying is music in the home, laughing. But, you know, the music part, the part that we actually sing. And so tonight what I thought we would do, we wouldn't put her into full classical mode because probably the glass would fall as it shattered. But we thought maybe she could integrate a little bit of a classical sound in a song to bring to you tonight.
Child is this who like to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping, whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch are keeping. I wander as I wander out under the sky. On high from God's heaven, a star's light did fall. The promise of ages it then did recall. I wander as I wander out under the sky. On high from God's heaven, a star's light did fall. What child is this? What child is this? This is Christ our King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Peace to
So I grew up the daughter of a preacher, and what he said to his people all the time was, well, the mind can only absorb what the bottom can endure. And you've all been sitting so long, so we're going to unendure you to make sure that you get a chance to do something. But just before I do that, I'm just going to take a minute because they're actually both here right now and they're awake. So you know that when Kirsten and I first started this, she was pregnant, and then last year I introduced her little girl, and well, she's with us, and this girl loves the music. When we're practicing, she's dancing, she remembers all the songs that we did before, and she can't stand not being with us when we're practicing them. So is Rory out there? Can you bring Rory out? And while they're bringing Rory out, I also want to introduce my new baby. Oh, here's my first one. This is little Rory. She hangs out with us all the time and does music. Don't you just love the alfalfa hair? And then here's my newest one. So Danny had a little baby. Now, she's like, there she is. And that's Blake. And Blake has her headphones on because, you know, we're trying to protect her ears. It gets kind of loud in here. So she's not going to stay up here and dance with us. But are there any other children here tonight? If there's other kids, you got to come on up because I have something for you. You come get this. Want to take one? You step up here. Sure. Come on up. There you go, girlie. Is there any other kids? Come on up here. I have some things for you. Do you want to come up and step up right up on this stage here? Now, do you want to take some bells? You pull a stick up there, and there's going to be some bells on that. There you go. You can hang on to the stick. All right, so these are our newest members of the band. And they're going... Blakey, do you want one? Oh, that one has nothing on it. Apparently she's going to be a drummer. Oh, there you go. For the win. All right. So, in order for you to be able to, you know, endure the rest of the concert, you're going to have to stand up because that's the only way this is going to work. So, everybody up. And guess what? Move. I don't care if all you move is your eyes looking left and right. You can do moving, you can clap, you can stamp your feet, do whatever you like. But this is a song that we all know. And kids, I want you to shake your bells while we're singing, okay? Yep, that's it. Just shake them. There we go. Okay. Let's sing this together. Everybody singing. It's so beautiful. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare Him room. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of His righteousness, and wonders of His love, and wonders of His love, and wonders of His love. Okay, let's do Joy to the World again because those words didn't change, so let's do that again. That very first. Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let men their songs employ. On fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plains, repeat the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. Okay, now you thought you were done? Oh, you guys are just warming up. It's starting to sound like a choir I want to have here the whole time. All right. So the next song, y'all know it? Silver Bells. I actually know them, but I couldn't think of it. Now, you guys, you are going to be like the main people. So you got to really shake these bells and make them hear them, okay? Yeah, just like that. Oh, he's got it in the front row, man. This guy's got it. Just like that, okay? So let's sing this together. City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. think you worked it out. You can have a seat, but I want you all to see these. I want you to see these little people up here. Oh my goodness. So you can keep your bell, honey. You go ahead and keep it. It's for you. Yeah, you take it. Now, can you kids just show us how you shook your bells? Show everybody how you shook them so hard. Show us how you shake your bell, like you did before. Can you shake your bell? Oh. Okay. Oh, here you go. Here's another one, because now you got two bells. Can you kids say Merry Christmas? Can you say Merry Christmas to everybody?
Merry Christmas.
Can you say it too?
Merry Christmas.
Can you say Merry Christmas? Say Merry Christmas. Well, she was thinking it. Okay, you can go in and find your mom and dad again. It is just so much fun to have the kids. That's where it all starts. I wasn't kidding. Honestly, if there was a way that I could make you all the choir, I'd be sending you the music going, okay, memorize these lines, and these are the notes. Those of you who are altos, follow this line. If you're a soprano, I want you to do this line, tenor, bass, whatever you are. I'd love it. This is what Christmas at home is all about. I don't know if you all grew up this way, but I certainly grew up singing around a piano, singing around the organ. My dad played organ and accordion. So we did music together. All the boys played guitar. And we didn't have a TV, so my parents were like, no, we want you to do something with your mind. Not that I have anything against TV, I'm just going to put that out there. But that's just how it was in our house. So we did music all the time. And to me, this is what Christmas at home feels like, having everybody here and singing together. On that note, because I listened to a band growing up and having my brothers play and everything like that, I thought what I really need to bring to you is the band playing one of my favorite songs for Christmas. It makes Christmas for me. There's a group out there called Trans-Siberian Orchestra. If you haven't had the privilege of listening to them, I think they're amazing. They are rock, but they got it. They know what they're doing. They make beautiful Christmas music. And they played one of the pieces to start today, but I want them to bring you Wizards of Winter. And you should watch all the band. Like, take a look at each band member as they're playing. They give her on the strings and the keyboards and on the drums. It is unbelievable. So band, you've got this, so take it away. That's when I know Christmas started. Every time I hear that, it gets me every time. So awesome, guys. There's another song that the same group, Trans-Siberian, does, and it challenged me. I saw it many years ago, and I wanted to do it, but really didn't feel like I had the lung capacity to do it because it takes a lot of air. And so then I thought last year, you know what, whatever. Nothing like pressure to get the job done. So I put it in. Now I got to the end without taking the breath in this one part, but just barely. And so then I talked to my brother who lives down in Arizona, and he's a doctor for physical therapy, and he has invented this thing called a brace, and you wear it on your chest and it expands your upper core and your lungs. Now he designed that for challenged persons, kids, adults, disabled people, etc., which my kids say I qualify for. So I called him up and I said, I think I meet the qualifications. Can I get one of those? So I did. I did get one, and I wore it this last year. And it made enough of a difference that I could also tag on another part that also has two parts where you do part of it, take a breath, and then you have to not have a breath for a long time. Anyway, so if the voice holds and the breath holds, we got it. So let's give it a try and do Christmas Canon. definitely owe my brother a little bit on that one, I think. I hope he's not watching. He thinks I'm indebted to him now. Oh, this song. So in searching for music, I found a song that was done by an Irish group down in Ireland, and they're a new band. They're trying to get going, and they produced 2 music videos, and the music is absolutely, like, outrageously good. And I heard this song, and I went, wow, that's a Kelly song. So I presented it to her, and I said, Kelly, can you sing this? And she fell in love with it and said, I would love to.
Love will light our way. Love will never fade. However hard the path we walk, love remains. When hopes and dreams seem far, love's a guiding star. When all seems lost and everything is dark, it lights our way. 'Cause love is golden, it shines in you and me. May our hearts always be open and light the skies between you and me. Although the winds may change and sorrow sometimes reigns, we'll light the stars above. Our never-ending love will never fade. 'Cause love is golden, it shines in you and me. It's so bright, a divine emotion, a treasure you can give and receive. Love will light our way. Love will always stay within our hearts and never fade. 'Cause love is golden, it shines in you and me. May our hearts always be open and light the skies between you and me. Love will light our way. Love will light our way. Love will light our way.
There is something that happens that everyone in this room at some point in your life would have been close to, had the opportunity to experience, and to be able to treasure. There is nothing more pure and more loving than the birth of a child. That child enters this world in the purest sense of love, the purest sense of trust and gentleness. And anytime we have had the privilege of holding a child, whether it's our own or if it's somebody else's, you know that overcoming feeling where you just want to protect and make sure every moment, everything that that child is going to experience is going to be good, trusting, and loving. There's nothing more beautiful than when you look down into the face of the child and you realize it's pure and perfect love. It's not been, there's no expectations that come with it from a child. They just love because they can. Every time a child is born, that's when love is born. And I'm not sure why we only remember that at that moment when they're small and stuff, and we kind of don't take that through our lives. I know there's always moments through our lives that we do, but we don't extend it always on a regular basis to every person we see. But the reality is the whole world is about love, about kindness, gentleness, protecting each other, making sure people feel safe and okay. But every time a child is born, that is the moment when pure love re-enters the world. Starlight shines, the night is still, shepherds watching from a hill. I close my eyes and see the night when love was born. Perfect child gently waits, a mother bends to kiss God's face. I close my eyes and see the night when love was born. Angels fill the midnight sky, and they sing, Hallelujah, He
The first Noel, the angels did say, was to certain portion
Well, this whole thing has been about coming home for Christmas, everybody being together. And the neatest thing about it is if we were actually to take away all the extra, all the, kind of the part that's we call the glitz or whatever, take the lights away and take the presents away and take all that away, what would be left? Well, the heart of it all is our families and our friends and the relationships that we have. And the most amazing thing is that means Christmas goes wherever you are, because the heart of Christmas is who you are with the friends and the family and the relationships that you have. It never has to go away. We can have Christmas all year. And if we could do that, just imagine what an amazing world this would be. Because for me, heart of Christmas, I have family and I have friends. I even have people that I meet, might be at a store or might be at a restaurant or something. I don't know their name. I just say Merry Christmas and I realize that I have a friend now that I don't know their name, but they're still my friend. Christmas is such an amazing time. It's a calendar time to keep reminding us it's all about the heart. And the heart is the people. We are the heart of Christmas. So while we're doing this song, some of you might see some pictures up there that you recognize the folks on. And when I put the word out next year that I'm looking for pictures, now you know to send them in. Send lots in, because we're going to put them up there. Let's always remember what the heart of Christmas is. It's our relationships.
Gonna make a wish this
we've had so much fun with you, and I just love that you're home, and I cannot wait for next year. I hope you're all coming back next year. One of the things that is really exciting to me is I'm always planning more music, and I told this band I'd just like to bring them home with me and play this music at home. The reality is my neighbors already have 364 days of Christmas because I'm always out in my hot tub working on music. It's nice and moist air there, and I'm just yelling away and singing all these songs. And any of them here today? I didn't think so. They're like, oh, thank you. We're going to have Christmas Day, and she's not going to be yodeling over there. But if I could, I'd take y'all home. That would just be the best thing in the whole world. But this band being so much fun and so great, normally we would walk off stage now, and then the band would play you out. But we don't want to leave because they have another Trans-Siberian song for you. So guys, take it away on Carol of the Bells. You rock. Guys, after that, I think you gotta get up and take a bow. This is something we've been working on. Up, take a bow. You gotta do it. You just gotta. I gotta tell you, there is nothing that you don't love about that group of people over there. They are incredible.
Thank you so much. I was working with someone this week here on some of the computer work, and they produce a play, and they said, you know, I heard you sold out 3 shows this weekend. And, well, we kind of sold out. I don't know. It's all good. He said, tell me, what's the secret of doing that? I said, the tickets are free. I would pay $200 to hear you guys sing. That was amazing. To hear you play, to hear you sing, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Remember, at Christmas, all roads lead to home. Thank you for coming. Please stay by for refreshments.
Okay, guys, take us out.